Yes guys, how you doing? Welcome back to the Spurs Talk Show. This is video 2 of the day. Please do me a favour, smash the like button for me on the video. If you haven't already, then hit the subscribe button as well for the channel. 18,000, nearly 300 people have gone before. Welcome back to them. Welcome to the new. If that is you, hit the notification bell and drop a comment. Let me know your thoughts on today's topic. And we're talking about Santiago Gimenez. My guys, Feyenoord's number 9. I absolutely love this guy. You must have seen 2 or 3 videos of me talking about him all throughout the summer. Came alive last year, Mexico international. He was signed into the Dutch league in 2022 for not huge sums of money, not massive sums of money at all. He's absolutely sent that league alight with his form last year, and this year, only 6 or 7 games in, he's already scored 10 goals and an assist. He's kicking on to new levels when other names around him, other names that we were looking at like Gift Orban, haven't hit the world or set the world alight to the same level as they did last season. Gift Orban, I wouldn't say struggling this year, I think he's still doing very well, but his numbers do not reflect the same sort of momentum. Gimenez, however, absolutely incredible. 10 goals and an assist, as far as I can tell, already. And his style of play, for me, it reminds me, I've said it before, he reminds me a little bit like Harry Kane in the way that he can run and turn and dribble without having the kind of electrifying pace of traditional number 9s that can run at defenders and beat the man, but just by having really clever footwork, knowing how to shape your body into challenges, to draw fouls, or to beat the man, as I say, to turn in the right angle to get that space and to carry on the movement. He's got a wonderful finish on him, both foot, strong in the air. He's an intelligent player, very, very intelligent player with a wide range of passing. He also it reminds me a little bit of a Julian Alvarez from Manchester City. Just someone who seems to be in the right position, understands the game, understands when someone else is doing something, then it means that I should be in this position. Chemistry. I think he's someone that, from what I can tell from watching him and from what I've seen of him and from what I've read about other people who comment on him, who know him better, they say that it's easy for players to know where he's going to be because he understands where on how they play and what they're going to do. And chemistry is so key in a sports team. If you're going to get relationships to build, you need at least one of the two, but ideally both, to understand each other and almost be telepathic and in sync. It's almost a dance at times. And excuse me, to me, I think that Santiago Gimenez is a player that ticks those sorts of boxes. You know, I think he's a special talent. The problem is that he is a number 9. Number 9s or good number 9s are few and far between. There's a lot of teams that are going to be looking for number 9s. Arsenal obviously are looking for one. Chelsea are probably going to have to go back into the market. For whatever reason, Nicholas Jackson hasn't really hit the ground running the way that I thought Nico Jackson was going to smash it at Chelsea. But you know, most of Chelsea's new signings haven't really hit the ground running yet. It's a bit of a slow burn for them. It looks like they're starting to figure it out of late, but certainly they need a goal scorer to finish their chances that they create with a high frequency. Tottenham are probably going to need someone at some point, but as I mentioned in the last video, I feel like it's probably a conversation that will get put off until the summer. I can't imagine Tottenham are going to go in January and make a move for him. Real Madrid also might be probably are looking for a new number 9 at some point this season. And from what in the reports that I've read, Gimenez is on their radar, and that they've been quoted something like 41 to 45 million euros for the player's signature, which I personally believe is pretty small, pretty low for a player of his potential, with so much time on his side. If he's a player that's going to continue with his rich vein of form and his ability to to convert at the rate he is, then, you know, by the end of the season, if he's on 25, 30 goals again, then he'll be a 60, 70 million pound man, not a 41, 45 million euro guy, which is what the numbers are currently being touted at, as being asked for. I just don't see that happening. If Real Madrid do come in for him, you know, everyone will choose Real Madrid over anybody else, especially if they can offer him the minutes that they will be able to offer him. There are other names out there that Real Madrid might be looking closer towards, like Victor Osimhen, possibly Dusan Vlahovic, although I wouldn't imagine Vlahovic is going to be of the level that Real Madrid are going to look for. But Ivan Toney is obviously another name, an alternative that Tottenham have been linked with, Arsenal have been linked with, and Chelsea have been linked with. And if Santiago Gimenez does end up going to Real Madrid in the summer, then it will be a 3-team shootout for Ivan Toney's signature. And I'll be honest, as much as I really like Ivan Toney, I personally don't think that Ivan Toney will be playing anywhere other than Arsenal next season. I think he's already intimated and even expressly stated that he likes Arsenal, and you know, that's fine, it is what it is, and he'll get minutes at Arsenal and probably do very well there and could be the game changer for them. Will Arsenal go in for Ivan Toney in January? Possibly, probably, but I think Brentford will ask for a pretty penny for his signature in January. He's not even available, I don't think, until maybe the 20th of January. I think his ban finishes, so it'll be interesting to see what happens with that market. The January market is always fascinating, if not frustrating. A lot of teams always do the Mexican standoff. They wait until the next guy shoots before they make their move, and usually it creates a domino effect where lots of action happens in the final few days. But I don't know if this season will be any different. It might be. I say it every year. This season, this January is the January when it's going to be a lot more movement, but it never seems to work out that way. So, you know, once bitten, twice shy with all those kind of opinions and statements. It will probably be like much like many others. It will be interesting to see if Ivan Toney does end up moving. If he does, if he goes to Arsenal, then can Tottenham get Santiago Gimenez before Real Madrid make a move? Time will tell, but as I said before, Tottenham, from what I gather, are prioritising defensive efforts and wings and winger efforts in January, and of course may also have to consider the midfield issue with regards to two of our midfielders leaving for the African Cup of Nations in Sarr and Bissouma. You hope Bentancur's back in time for that, from his injury, and is back to his best to somewhat numb that pain. But what about Højbjerg? Is he still going to be at Tottenham in January? Does he want out? If so, what are we going to do? Are we really going to be able to sign 3 players in January? I don't think so. So to me, there's lots of action that Tottenham will be interested in doing, but with January just being the difficult month that it is, I'm not entirely convinced that we're going to get anything more than one transfer done. I'd like you guys to let me know your thoughts on Santiago Gimenez. Is he the guy for you to come in and maybe take that number 9 role? Look, Richarlison, for me, as much as I want him to do well, I just don't think he is ever going to be able to give us consistently the numbers that we need. Sonny, as much as I think he's been absolutely sensational this season, we do need to plan for the future, and someone like Santiago Gimenez can come in and offer rotation, offer competition. Sonny can be deployed in other ways, on the right and on the left and up front. He's also going to need some rotation and some time off when we get into next season. We're playing 2 games a week again, hopefully, if European football is there. And so I don't think it's necessarily a case of trying to replace anybody. I think it's a case of trying to add competition, but also think about the fact that Sonny is 31, and time will eventually take its toll, and that we need someone to be our number 10 or number 9 for the next, hopefully 6, 7, 8 years time. And in Santiago Gimenez, I think we have a player who is just a perfect replacement, a perfect player that or not a perfect player, a perfect opportunity to craft and sculpt opportunities for the rest of the team. Be the guy who can spray the ball left and right like Sonny has often done when he's come deep into the false nine this season before getting on to the end of it. But I think also Santiago Gimenez is a wonderful finisher with a brilliant, intelligent football brain that will only get better and better. And it's just the only question mark for me is how much will he cost, and what are the competition? Who are the competition that Tottenham are up against, and is there any way that we can convince him to come to us over a team like Real Madrid? And unfortunately, I feel like, generally speaking, when Real Madrid come calling, everybody says yes please. Let me know your thoughts though, guys. Like, subscribe and comment, and as always, bye bye.